Okay, welcome to our first meeting here, a mini seminar. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am recording, so I will be posting this later. I'm just going to do a little bit of housekeeping first. This is what your portal looks like. This is the client view of the portal. So our functional Fridays. Oh, it's going to sign me out. Hold on a sec. Okay, so our functional Fridays right here. As I'm getting the other modules completed, I'll start to populate those in here. I'm working on them right now. So you go in here and you've got access to the full slide deck, resources here for squat, deadlift, bench press, and all that good stuff. These are really great videos. They're not my videos, but they're really great about how to do the fundamental form and everything. And that will be in the next week's session that we'll talk about form. Breathing and things like that also coming up in the next section. And then we also have in here this recipe collection that you should have access to through that Clean Life, that these are pre and post workout, snacks that you can incorporate. And if you see anything in here that you're like, ooh, that looks really good, I want that on my meal plan, or I want it in my collection, just let me know and I'd be happy to pop it in there for you. So we're going to go ahead and switch gears here. We'll get into the presentation. All right. So, welcome. Shape Your Future, the ultimate introduction to strength training. This is like a 101 type of a course, so very basic and hopefully to the point. But if you have been training, hopefully I'm able to impart a little bit more knowledge. I've been strength training since high school, done, bodybuilding show and worked with many, many different coaches because it's always good to get different perspectives. And every single time I worked with a coach, it like just 10x my results and my knowledge and everything. So, and that's what we pay for, right? We pay other people to like give them what they know, give us what they know and take those years of work out of the way. So hopefully I can help you guys do the same. So part of our mission here at Anti-Gravity Wellness is to transform lives through functional nutrition and fitness. We work a lot on nutrition because it is the backbone, but fitness is definitely secondary to that, next in line, also very important. So we're going to talk more about that. All right. So now let's talk about why strength training is not just about building muscle, it's a cornerstone for overall health. Engaging in regular strength training has been proven to enhance things like cardiovascular health, improve bone density, boost metabolism, promote better mental well-being, prevent joint and back pain, and increase longevity and quality of life. It's not just a fitness regimen, it is a lifestyle that can positively impact various aspects of your health. All right, so as we delve into the world of strength training, it's essential to set realistic expectations. Fitness is a journey, and each person's path is unique. You must understand your starting point, acknowledge your strengths and weaknesses, and set achievable goals. Remember, progress is progress, no matter how small. So let's set the stage for a realistic and achievable fitness journey together. All right, so we're just going to go over this first section here today, and then we'll go over the next one next week. So we're going to start with assessing your current fitness level. So it's crucial to understand where you're at coming into this, right? So you need to take a moment to reflect on your daily activities, your current exercise habits, current, not what you did 2 years ago. I got people who are like, oh, I feel like I can lift the same I lifted 2 years ago, but then I took a long break. And it's like, no, you're starting over from ground zero. You do have a certain amount of muscle memory, but it's still like you'll be able to get to that previous level of fitness faster than when you started from nothing, but you still have to start from the bottom again. So if you try and push too hard, you're going to hurt yourself. We don't want you to do that. We're going for long-term gains. So knowing where you stand is the first step towards creating a personalized and effective strength training plan. So in the handouts that are included in this module, there is the Park Fitness Readiness Questionnaire, which a lot of you took when you came into the program. So you kind of know what that looks like. Anytime that you come back into something, let's say you took some time off or you had an injury, you need to redo that, or you have a new diagnosis, like a new medical diagnosis or something. That's a really good place to start to see, am I even ready to go back into strength training or any type of fitness activity? Or do we need to first make sure that we're healthy enough? So that's just kind of a basic questionnaire just to get your mind going in that direction. Um, so you don't necessarily need to fill that out. It was just for reference purposes. And then always get clearance from your medical team before starting a new fitness routine. Or if you're looking at, oh, I'm going to train for a marathon. Well, make sure that you're healthy enough to do that. Like any type of extreme sports or activity, we definitely need to make sure that we are healthy enough to start that process. We want the best outcomes possible. So now let's delve deeper into identifying your strengths and your weaknesses. Assessing your physical strengths helps you to leverage existing capabilities, while acknowledging weaknesses allows for targeted improvements. So, are you naturally more inclined towards endurance or strength? Identifying these aspects will enable us to tailor your strength training program to maximize your potential and address areas that need attention. So, again, in your module, you will see there's a strength training knowledge and self assessment questionnaire. This one is new. You guys haven't seen this one before. So, you take a look at that. And what that does, it will kind of give you like, oh, do I know what a squat, deadlift, bench press, overhead press, or pull up is? Like, what's my basic knowledge of these movements? Um, if you don't know what your max is or your 5 rep limit is, that's totally okay because a lot of people are very new to these, or maybe just have never done like barbell movements before, have maybe only used machines. That's really common. So and that's totally fine. And some just have limitations in things like just your range of motion. Maybe you got knee problems, you got hip problems, you got shoulder that, won't allow you to go overhead or something like that. So some of these you might just have some restrictions in that regard. But it's just good to identify these things. You know your body better than anybody else, and just definitely make sure that we are accounting for that. Okay. And then, of course, there's consultation with fitness professionals. So, for more comprehensive understanding of your fitness level, consider consulting with fitness professionals like me. These assessments we can be conducted with body composition analysis, which we do at Anti-Gravity Wellness with ultrasound. Also, with your weekly check-ins, for those who are in the 12-week program, you do your weight and your body measurements, and we're also encouraging photos. And then movement screenings, making sure that, is your squat form correct? Is your deadlift correct? And all of these things, making sure you're in proper movement. And it's really, these are foundational. We'll talk about this more next week, but going through these basic human movements, compound movements, is actually really important. It translates very well into life. Like a deadlift, how often do you have to, bend down, pick something up off the floor, and then stand up? That's a basic movement. A squat, sit down in a chair and stand back up. These are directly related to your longevity and your ability to move throughout your entire life. As we get older and we're not able to go through those motions, we need more and more help. That's directly tied to increased mortality and morbidity, which is illness and death. So there is a direct correlation between these things. So while I don't have the facility that I wish I did, someday I will, where it's actually like a gym and everything with personal trainers and physical therapists to help you guys. What I do offer, we've got the Stronger Faster app for you guys that are in the program. And I definitely encourage at any time, and especially in the beginning, record yourself. Record yourself, even if you don't send it to me, but do send it to me because I would love to see and give you feedback. But record yourself doing these basic movements. And even if it's just you looking at them and going, oh, I can see where, I'm a little off or my form doesn't look right. It's really good feedback because when you're in it, you don't always see what you're doing. So making sure you're getting a couple different angles too to see how you're lifting the weight. If you watch those videos, as we'll talk about next week, it'll help you to kind of figure out, oh, okay, these are the cues I should be thinking about, but I'm your resource too. So at any time, ask me, like, am I feeling this the right way? I can't seem to get in this position. How do I fix that? I'm definitely your resource. And I do encourage you guys too. Again, I don't have it set up yet. So I'm doing an actual personal trainer, and you can buy individual sessions. You don't need to do like this big long thing. But I mean, I started out at like Gold's Gym and I just had a personal trainer, and I would do that every 6 months. I would sign up and get a package worth of sessions, and we do our sessions. And so I'd meet with them once a week, and then I do my own thing the rest of the time. but it was super helpful. You get familiar with the gym that you're at, you get familiar with the equipment, you get hands-on experience with somebody, you get a different point of view too. So I actually worked with a couple different trainers. I, of course, had my favorites, but it's good to get different perspectives because somebody else might say something to you in a way that you're like, oh, now I get it. Now I can get into that position properly or activate that muscle properly. Whereas before it was like, it wasn't quite hitting. So definitely go out there, get more experience, go find somebody that you really click with. But I'm also your resource. So happy to be here for you. All right. Well, next week we're going to talk about practicing ideal form. And please do feel free to put in any messages in that chat within the module. Um, we do have that feature. So let me go back to that real quick. Let's go back to our module so you can see what I'm talking about. Share screen holding right here. Okay, so we're back on our home screen here, Functional Fridays. And in here, you see the chat. And this is where I'll put announcements and things like that. But you're also, please feel free to put any messages in here, especially questions. If you have a question, pretty much guarantee somebody else has that question too. So don't be shy. Or if you would rather, you can always personally message me through your own personal chat within Practice Better. Otherwise, I really appreciate your time and attention, and I will be posting this in the Functional Friday so you can rewatch it. And I will, unless we have got any questions here, going once, going twice. Okay. Well, thank you so much for everyone for joining me who were able to join me live, and then those who are going to catch the replay. I really appreciate your time and attention. I know it's very valuable, and this is part of just what I'm trying to offer to you guys. And if there's anything that you would like to know more about, or any way that I can serve you better, anything that's not working well for you, I'm always looking for ways to improve the program, make it easier for you, and not complicate things, which I tend to do. So tell me. All right, guys. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day. Bye.